Hi, my name's Sue Oldreive. I'm the Product Quality Manager for the Juice Plus company, and I'm here today with my colleague, Liza Pepple, and we are going to have a little bit of an interview session now to look at some of the behind-the-scenes work that goes on every day looking after Juice Plus products. So, Liza, would you first of all like to introduce yourself?
Definitely. So my name is Liza Pepple. I am the Director of Global Product Quality for the Juice Plus company. I'm headquartered in our corporate headquarters outside of Memphis, Tennessee, and coming to you right now from my home office just south of Memphis.
So we're going really international, aren't we? Because I'm here in Surrey in the UK. So you mentioned that you look after product development for the whole of Juice Plus all around the world. Would you like to tell me a little bit about the sort of process that's involved with that?
Definitely. So yeah, as you mentioned, we've been working together for over 10 years. I've been with Juice Plus for over 10 years. And in that time frame, it's been a lot of fun to be able to really get to know all aspects of the product development process. And work with the wonderful people that we do all across the world. And I think the key for me is where we start, and that's the kind of ethos of our products and what we stand for as a company and what we stand for in our products. And so for us, it's all about whole food, minimally processed, plant-based ingredients that do wonderful things in the body. So whenever we're looking at products or we're looking at renovations is what we call it, which are just product modifications, we're looking from that aspect. What is going to improve the product line and is going to bring more whole food to the product? So from there, I mean, it really just comes naturally. So working with growers, working with our ingredient suppliers, trying to find better ways to do things, what our entire process is.
And obviously, as a nutritionist, I'm always interested in the science behind things. So Juice Plus, particularly the capsules, have got a lot of science behind them. So how do you make sure that that science is always relevant if you're doing some of these modifications?
That's an absolutely great question, and one I love to answer, because one of my favorite groups that I work with, and we work with a lot of groups, so the product development team works with the quality team and the regulatory team to really bring all these products to light. And one of the groups that we work with a lot is the research organization. So our director of clinical research, Dr. Manfred Lamprecht, who works out of his office in Austria, and I work together very closely on these things. So we have what we call it bond research. And what we mean by that is James Bond, super secret, behind the scenes research that we do. And essentially, whenever we're going to make a change to the product, even if it's minimal, we will double check that it's going to create benefit to the product and not decrease the nutritional quality in any way. So for example, in the last couple of years, we replaced folic acid with an ingredient that has naturally containing folate, which is lemon peel. And so before we did that change, we took it to the lab and we asked Manfred to double check that the levels of folate that were going to be found not just in the product, but also bioavailable once it's been ingested, are still going to be there, so that we can continue to show great benefits when people take our products. It's one thing to have something in a product, it's something entirely different to get a benefit out of that product. And our focus is always on making sure that our products are providing the benefit to the human body.
And that's really important. And for my other, sort of putting my other hat on now, my quality hat, I'm always very interested in making sure that we've done enough to support our quality statements and deliver to our customers that high standard that we always expect.
And that's absolutely key in every part of our process. And your team has been amazing at making sure that we're staying on top of quality at all times. So can you tell me just a little bit about what you think is most important about that quality aspect of our products?
So for me, it's understanding what quality stands for. And you know, quality is one of those things. It's a way of kind of setting out the characteristics that are important to our consumers. So that can be anything from its high nutritional quality to it being plant derived, right the way through to having confidence in the fact that we're, for example, trying to source more locally. So there's loads of characteristics, and some of those, the majority of those are around what our customer wants, but some of those are obviously around what the regulators say we must have as well. So, you know, meeting certain levels for nutrients, for example. And from my perspective, it's really good to know that we are working very closely with our suppliers and our manufacturing partners, and we have regular meetings with them, and we have given them guidance on exactly what our requirements are, and we can then go in and audit, and we can see them producing according to those requirements. And then on the other side of it, it's really important that every day I get feedback from customer services to tell me about whether customers are complaining about the products, and we can monitor those levels of complaints. They are absolutely low as anything, a fraction of a percent. And we can then, but if any of those ever did start to rise, we can use that data to immediately say, is there an issue? And the whole of us in our product group and with our manufacturing partners can immediately take action. Now, I'm very grateful that that very seldom happens. And that again is another way of giving us confidence that our quality systems that we have in place and all the people behind it really are working well. So I love quality, and I think our customers and our partners can have a lot of confidence. But
I agree.
One of the things that I know you've been more involved in has been around the sourcing of the ingredients. And this is something that when I'm out talking with franchise partners and sometimes even with customers, is a question that comes up. And I know we've had this project to source more locally. So is there more you can tell me about sourcing?
Absolutely. So, you know, we have worked really hard to maintain the highest quality ingredients that we can. And of course, that comes down to, as you mentioned, defining what quality is. So historically, what we're looking for are people who can consistently give us very high nutritionally sound ingredients. And when we're working with different parts of the world consistently, it becomes a little bit more challenging. Especially if you're looking at different levels of need. So for example, sales in Europe had historically been lower than they were in the United States. So we did a lot more sourcing efforts in the US and in North America than we did in Europe. That has changed dramatically over the years. And so as we grew in Europe, we really saw a huge need to bring more local sourcing. There are great, fantastic fruits and vegetables that are grown in Europe. And so our goal was to start working with companies that could provide that local produce. So things grown in Germany, apples grown in Germany, for example, that go to Switzerland to be dried and put into a capsule that can then stay in Europe. And so that's been a focus of ours for probably the last 4 or 5 years. We've really ramped up in the last couple of years. It takes a little bit of time, obviously, to do kind of qualification checks, the quality checks that we need to do to enter into these agreements. But we're really looking at that now as a huge benefit, not just from a local sourcing perspective, and because it can be sometimes a little easier from a regulatory perspective, but also from a sustainability perspective. It really gives us the confidence that we are doing the right things, not just for our products, but for the earth and for the people who are here as well. And one of the things I love that you mentioned, Sue, is how many people are associated with the quality of our product and with what we do on a daily basis. How many would you estimate that to be?
Well, I was trying to count up, but I lost track when I was in the higher hundreds, because of course we can think about the people at our manufacturers, and we have multiple manufacturers, don't we? And then the people at the ingredients suppliers, and you know, you can go back and back and back to the farms. And of course, we've also got independent certification organisations like Fresenius and Informed Choice, who are adding to the confidence around our products. So for me, we're hundreds or thousands. It depends what you define, but there's so many people that make a difference to the types of products and the quality of the products. I thought it was very...
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think people don't even know how many people, even just within Juice Plus, are associated with product. So you've got 6 people on the quality kind of assurance team, 5 people there. We've got 6 people in regulatory. We've got 5 people in product and in product development. And so I think people don't even realize that there's, 30 people nearly just within our walls who are thinking about the products and the quality and making sure everything is safe and consistent and the highest standards possible every single day.
Yeah, and we started by mentioning that we had come from sort of knowing each other for over 10 years and working together for a long time. And we have seen growth and changes in that time. So let's just finish. My last question to you, and I think we need to keep this short, I'm aware of time, but is just, what are the sort of top things that you see that we will be either carrying on doing or extending doing in the next 10 years?
Oh, absolutely. And I love this question because it takes me to exactly where I want to go, which is continuing to grow our product lines. Not grow as in make more products, although we may have a couple of new products in that time frame. But what I'm looking to do is to continue to grow the nutritional quality of our products, grow our body of research, continue, especially in the next short time, continue to improve our sustainability story around local sourcing for, although they're long-term projects. It's a consistent focus on quality and improving the products through that lens. So I think that's the thing that I can continue to see and hope to see as we continue to grow our products. What I really hope to see is more people being touched by the Juice Plus products and the Juice Plus community.
Right, well, that I completely agree with your sentiments. I hope that we're both around for a lot of that journey. And I hope many of the people who are watching this video will also be with us through that exciting time. So I hope that's given people a little bit of an insight of some of the behind the scenes work that goes on at Juice Plus product group, and that you have found it useful. Thank you for listening.
Thanks so much.